2020-0300, Parish President Remarks Report. Mr. Jewell.
All right. Seems like an eternity. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to give a COVID-19 update. Currently 1,000, I always do that. We've had 1,912 cases of COVID-19, and unfortunately we have had 63 deaths related to COVID-19 in St. Charles Parish. We continue to trend in the right direction, and we encourage all residents to continue to follow the CDC guidelines and recommendations, especially as we enter the flu season. Governor Edwards' Phase 3 executive order will continue through November 6th. For the 5th time this year, we activated our EOC for a tropical system, Hurricane Delta, and again, we were fortunate to only have minimal impacts from this storm. I want to thank all of my staff who worked to ensure that we were prepared, and I hope that all of this, that this was the last of the hurricane season for 2020. Want to move on to recreation park benches. We will be putting benches on the levee. I've spoken to a couple of council members about this. We've gone out and located and identified locations along the river for these park benches. As you can see, it's hard to tell in this graphic here, but you can see these kind of those little circles with the lines going to the different areas. So you see one in Kelowna there, one in Hawnville, another one in Luling, and one in Ama on the West Bank. You have pretty much 2 there in St. Rose. You get to the East Bank Bridge Park, there's some benches up there. There are some benches across from Ormond Plantation that already exists, and is across from Destrehan Plantation. Then you get to New Sarpy, there is a bench there, another one in Norco, and then I think there's one in Muntz as well. Darren, was there one in Muntz on this one?
Not in this round.
Okay, we're waiting for the bike path to finish in Muntz before we add the bench to that one. So this is the first round. We'll have some more benches next year for some other locations as we currently identify. If you have some locations in mind, if your district intersects the river, please get those to us. You can see in the top center there, that is the bench that we are going with. It's the bench that we have at the West Bank Bridge Park as well. It is a standard concrete bench. It has no back on it. You can face the road, you can face the river. And we think that this is the most cost-effective bench, and it should last forever. It's the best one for maintenance as well. So those are new park benches. Just want to give you all an update on that. So let me see on the benches here. So that brings the total number to 11, and we have plans, again, in 2021 for additional benches. Last week, the animal shelter received a donation of 42,000 pounds of dog food and cat food, as well as cat litter from Greater Goods Charities for distribution to communities impacted by Hurricane Delta. This donation was in excess of $100,000. We want to thank the animal shelter team and all of the volunteers for their help. You can see on the screen there just the amount of food it was. Let's see. This is just one of the handful of donations that we've received from Greater Goods Charities this year, and this event takes a lot of organization and planning. So, again, thank you to all involved. St. Charles Parish sign ordinance. Again, this is me speaking directly to our business owners. Has been relaxed. So if you have a business in St. Charles Parish and you want to let people know that you are open, or you may be closed and looking to open again, we are allowing residents to put signs out to let people know that they are open. We just ask that you make sure to keep signs out of, from obstructing views of drivers and whatnot. Again, that was because we relaxed the COVID, because of COVID-19, we relaxed those regulations. Planning and zoning will never remove signs from private property. As a reminder to all other signage, including political signages are prohibited from public property. Any sign removed from public property can be picked up from the planning and zoning by the owner of those signs. All political signs must be removed 7 days after an election, regardless of it being a local, state, or federal election. Obviously, that would not pertain to folks who go into a runoff. Let's see. Last week on Friday, early voting began, and we have reserved parking in front of the courthouse for those to come and take advantage of our early voting. We also have some tents out in front of the Arterberry building to give some extra shade to folks where there might be long lines. Let me just say that thus far, compared to some of the stories we've seen in other parishes, St. Charles Parish is doing a great job, and I really have to attribute that to our Registrar of Voters, Brian Champagne, who has done just a tremendous job of kind of thinking through the process and making sure these lines move as fast as possible. He presented to us, I think at last council meeting, but he has really made sure that this process is efficient while maintaining all of the COVID regulations that are imposed on the registrars by the Secretary of State's office. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, utilize early voting, so you don't have to wait in line on election day. Again, lines are breezing through, and we've seen a big turnout in early voting. So that early voting is taking place until October 27th, with the exception of Sunday, at the courthouse and the Arterberry building from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Last week, the grants office worked with BBEC to ensure that letters went out to homeowners who are on the 2019 FEMA repetitive loss or severe repetitive loss structure lists and are eligible to participate in FEMA's competitive grant process for home elevations. While participation in this process does not guarantee funding from FEMA, it does allow the parish to petition for home elevation grants on behalf of our residents. If you feel as though you are eligible to participate in this and you have not received a letter, or if you have been in touch with the grants office and have not received a letter, please call BBEC at 504-828-0030 or give our grants office a call. That's 985-783-5000. Just ask for the grants department. Myself and Sheriff Greg Champagne are excited to host this year's Veterans Day Luncheon on Thursday, November 5th at 11 a.m. at the Community Center. Due to COVID-19, we can only welcome 250 guests. I think that will be enough for everybody. And this great event will require all attendees to sign up in advance due to COVID regulations. We do have a link on Facebook for folks to sign up. It's through Shutterfly or what's the Eventbrite to get that ticket. Again, those are regulations imposed on the parish for these types of events. We've worked with the fire marshal on this to do this properly, but we need everybody to help spread the word. So if you know of veterans who would like to come, it's November 5th, 11 a.m. at the Community Center, and spouses of veterans are invited as well. If you're listening at home right now, or you haven't seen it on Facebook or on the website, you can call and get a ticket for this event, again, on the website, or you can call the RSVP office at 985-783-8907, and Ms. Jeannie Araby will take care of you. October is Need to Feed Month. Again, we've partnered with local nonprofit Matthew 2535 to help in its mission to collect food for those in need during the Thanksgiving holiday. Boxes have been placed at the courthouse in front of the clerk of court's office as well as the Arterberry building to help collect food for folks so no one would go without a meal. I'm encouraging everybody to participate by donating some non-perishable food items during the month of October. Job openings. This is a screenshot from our SCP Works, which at the last council meeting when we kicked off the Take Care of Business campaign. This is that one of those other parts of it. Again, we're putting up all of our job openings as well as job openings for other businesses in the parish. So job openings, we are currently looking for a carpenter, grass cutter 3, pump operator helper. Additionally, we continue to update the jobs board, again, to help local businesses. If you want to get to this website directly, it's www.stcharlesparish-la, the standard website, /SCP Works. So we're calling that jobs board SCP Works. So standard website /SCP Works. Public Works update. Obviously, Miles gave his update on all the stuff going throughout the parish, but we had time to just put together a couple of slides. We are a little short-staffed in the Public Information Office. So we have some driveway replacement here. We don't just replace people's driveways, of course. There was a collapsed culvert underneath there, so we replaced the culvert. Then we put a limestone foundation and then re-pour the driveway after we tear it up to replace the culvert. We did some ditch digging between Warren Drive and Davis Drive along the railroad tracks in Luling, just to kind of help to reestablish some drainage through there. As you can see, a very gentle swale going through there. When you're close to the train tracks, you want to try to keep it shallow, but allow water to move through, because if you get too steep, the vibrations from the railroad can collapse your ditch banks. We excavated some sinkholes on a servitude on Murray Hill. So we get this from time to time around catch basins where there might be some leakage. Water eventually works through there and creates a sinkhole. So we go in and repair those from time to time. Well, I know we have a couple of sinkholes under work orders that we are attending to. Let's see, is that the last one? Okay, yes. If you pass by the school board office, this is Judge Edward Dufresne Parkway. You can see the photo of what it looked like beforehand. And then if you look down the road, they went all the way from River Road up Edward Dufresne Parkway to where that ditch exits and flows into the railroad ditches. So, again, not a very comprehensive outlook of what's going on throughout the entire parish, but just what we could gather in a short period of time. Of course, there's work going on in every single part of the parish, and look forward to continuing the good work that we're doing. I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Jewell. Any council discussion? Seeing none, appreciate you.